What is up, Algebra 1 students? This is lesson 16, and our objective for today is how do you simplify and evaluate expressions? And really the answer to that is just to remember a couple things, and we're going to go through some examples so you'll be able to do this no problem. First of all, our order of operations. I was taught PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which stands for parentheses, or just grouping symbols in general, exponents and roots. Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Multiplication we do from left to right, just in whatever order they come, and same thing with addition, from left to right. Addition and subtraction from left to right in the order that they come. And then also, I guess you need to remember what this symbol means. Of course, we all know that's the equal symbol, but it means they're the same thing. So if you see something like this, x is equal to 2, that means that x is the same thing as 2. And if they're the same thing, that means they can switch places, right? It's kind of like a substitute for something, like a teaching substitute. They're the same thing. You can just come in and substitute for the teacher. Or maybe like a meat substitute. You can use that instead of eating meat or something like that. You get the idea. So it's just a substitute. Those two are equal. They're the same. You can switch them back and forth. Okay, so let's, without any further ado, let's jump into this. Okay, first of all, it says evaluate this for a is equal to 5 and p is equal to 7. So again, we know that a is equal to 5 and p is equal to 7. So why don't we use this equation over here on the left, but instead of using all these a's and p's and weird things like that, let's use the numbers that they represent. A is the same thing as 5, p is the same thing as 7. So I'm going to have negative 5 times negative 5 times 7 minus 5. This is supposed to be square bracket, sorry. Pause this video if you need to real quick and make sure that you understand where those numbers came from. Okay, excellent. So let's see if we can start simplifying down. We're going to work on from the innermost part and work our way out. 7 minus 5 is actually just 2. So we're going to have negative 5 times 2. So inside these parentheses, negative 5 times 2 is going to give me negative 10. So I have negative 5 out here. Negative 10 in there. Well, negative 5 times negative 10 gives me positive 50. So my answer is going to be 50. Alright, we got that one. This is like example 2. B times b blah, 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 for a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 1, and c is equal to 3. So same idea, we're just going to plug those in. C is 3, so that's going to be a 3. B is negative 1, so I'm going to do that. Times, I'm going to use square brackets here, just because I'm using, things over there, so I don't want to confuse you here. So A is 2, B is negative 1, and C is 3, and that one is squared. Okay? So remember, exponents are going to come first, so I'm going to evaluate this little piece right here first. So it's going to be 3 times the negative 1 times 2 times negative 1 times, 3 squared comes out to be 9. So, and now multiplication from left to right. Well, I guess let's multiply these inside here first. So 3 times negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 times 9 is going to give me negative 18. Outside, this is going to give me negative 3 times that negative 18, which comes out to be a positive 54. So remember, negative times negative gives you a positive. Same sign gives you positive. Okay, a couple more here before we turn you loose in your homework. Let's do this one here. And sometimes when we're dealing with decimals like this one and this one, it's easier if you simplify this expression on the left first and then plug them in. So let's see if we can try that here. Simplify this. This will just be distributive property. This will be negative xy plus 3x. I'll go through that negative x times y is going to be negative xy. Negative x times a negative 3. Negative times negative makes it positive. 3 times x gives me 3x. And then, of course, I just have that plus y. So let's go ahead and plug these in now. X is negative 7, or is 0.75, so it's going to be negative 0.75 times y, which is negative 2.5, plus 3 times x, which is 0.75, plus y, which is a negative 2.5. Again, pause the video and make sure you understand where all these numbers are coming from. Alright, 0.75 times 2.5 comes out to be 1.875 plus 2.5, because that's the 3 times the 7.5, then minus 2.5. Add and subtract from left to right. I'm just going to do this vertically because I like doing that better. 1.875 plus 2.25. It's going to be 52114.125, and then I'm subtracting 2.5. It's going to be 5, 2, borrow from here, 3, 1, 6, 3 minus 2, 1. So it's going to be 1.625. Okay. And then this is like example 4b. If x is equal to 2 and y is equal to negative 2, what is the value of blah, 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 blah? So let's just, again, take this expression on the right and plug it in. So it's going to be 3 times x up here is the same thing as 2. So it's going to be a 2. On the bottom I'm going to have 3 minus y, which y is negative 2. So y is negative 2, so minus 2. And then don't forget that exponent up there is squared. Let's see if we can start simplifying this down. 3 stays on the outside. 2 over, well, let's see, a minus here. Be saying like 3 plus 2 squared. So it's going to be 3 times 2 over 3 plus 2 is 5 squared. And I'm going to come up this way for more room. It's going to be 3 times, well, 2 over 5 squared is the same thing as 2 squared over 5 squared. It's going to be 3 times 4 over 25. And then if I wanted to, I could think this is 3 over 1 times that 4 over 25. 3 times 4 gives me 12. 1 times 25 gives me 25. And that will be my final answer. Alright, your homework is on page 90. At least it starts on page 90. You're going to do all of them with a 16. All of them for lesson 15. And then 8 more of your choice. Should be a total of 20 homework problems. Good job. I hope you learned something new. If you already knew it, excellent. I hope you do well in your homework.